Hi, so I am a parent of a soon-to-be high school student, and there are all kinds of things that I think are perhaps not communicated as clearly as they should be in general, regardless of where in the province you are. So I thought I would make a very quick video about where these things are, in case others are in the same situation, because I think it will save you a bunch of time, and some of these things are a little harder to find than I think they should be. So we'll start with, this is the Ontario government website, earning your high school diploma. They like to call this OSSD, so if you're Googling OSSD or something, that's an easy way to find this page, just like Ontario graduation requirements, Ontario high school graduation requirements, or whatever. I think it's often helpful to go and consult this and work backwards from it. One of the particular things that I wanted to focus on is the online learning credits, because I think that this is, relatively speaking, new, and many parents didn't have these when they were doing high school, even if they were in Ontario, and I mean not everybody grew up in Ontario to begin with. So I think it's helpful to know that you can take the online learning credits from different school boards. It doesn't have to be the same school board that your kids do their regular school in. This site exists, and I've never heard anybody talk about it, and I found it through like ChatGPT or Claude or something like that to get an index. This site lets you see which school boards are offering which courses. Seems really simple. You'd think this would be somewhere else. Not so easy to find. So if you go here, you can pick something like, let's say you specifically want, I don't know, guitar. You can pick all semesters, all boards, and find out, okay, this is where it's possible to get guitar. And you can also find whether or not they will accept out-of-school board students. This one does. So if this is what you want, go to the Grand Erie District School Board, look up this course, and find out how to register as an out-of-board student, and you can take the online course. This is helpful to know because if you just Google it, you're going to find all kinds of different schools that are saying Ontario, blah, 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 that are just private colleges that charge lots of tuition, that are taking advantage of people who don't look up things in the right place. When you really don't have to pay much, you can be covered by the public board, and you can go to public boards that are different from where you live. And you can fill in courses that your local school doesn't offer or your local school board doesn't offer, and so on. One example, this is the Hamilton School Board. Registration's already closed for this year, but for some other year, you could look at it. And they have continuing education, and they let you register, and you become a student in their board, so you can take things like Reach Ahead programs in the summer before you start grade 9 online and just knock out some credits early. You can do in-person ones too. Doesn't have to be online. So these things exist. I particularly am a fan of this idea. Now my child is signed up for this but hasn't yet attended. I like the idea of having civics and careers before they start high school, so they have hopefully a bit more direction before they're beginning. And the Hamilton board offers this, and I couldn't find any other school board in Ontario that is offering this. I think that's nice. So you can find things like this, you can take things like this. They do exist, and that's where to look them up. Next thing, if you're looking forward to university as the final path. This is the place you eventually end up at. They usually tell you about this many years later. I think it's helpful to go and look at these, and you can plan and see, okay, which universities are you maybe considering because they're near you or they're good in a particular program you're interested in, and you can look and see what they consider. So you can look at this in, say, grade 10 and figure out what you need to take in grade 11 to have the prerequisites for the things you need in grade 12 to actually get into the program you want, etc. Sometimes it's helpful to do this yourself because the guidance counselors aren't always around in the summer, or you don't want to bother them with every trivial question you can come up with or whatever. This is where you can go and get the information. This is where they're going to look up some of the information too. And you can work backwards. If you know where you're going to go, you can work backwards to what you need to get there. Just like in this situation. Anyway, hopefully that helps. Hopefully that makes it easier. I will put the links down in the description. Good luck.